Hey y'all, welcome back to the Dusty Cliffs, and today we're going to do an update on the spare parts build of the Traditions Pioneer 50 caliber. So you hold on, we'll be right back. Alright, so like I said, we stole some parts. This was the CVA Bobcat stock. So I stole the side plate locking mechanism from that, and it did take a little bit of work to get that to fit. I'll show some pictures here as we're going along of places I had to kind of trim down to get that to seat in there and fit right. But everything's coming together really good. I've got everything fitting tight. It looks like the hammer is right on with the nipple location, so I think that's going to work out fine. One thing I do have to say is the old locking mechanism used 2 screws to hold it in place. You can see an extra screw hole here. But the one that came on this CVA Bobcat only used 1, which is fine. That's not under a lot of pressure. It's tight against the stock. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this hole yet. I might just put a phantom screw in there so I don't have to plug that hole up in case I ever have to go back and use a different lock and side plate. So I don't want to cover it up, use any wood putty or anything in case I have to take that back out. But so far, I think it's really coming along good. I did have to do some work to get the tang to fit to where the barrel would actually rest in there. And I did have to do a little bit of modification to the trigger bar. Because when you would cock it, it wouldn't lock. And I had a little bit of a problem figuring out why, but what I eventually found was I had to take all this apart and look up inside there, and the photo will show that bar that is activated from the trigger raising up was actually digging into the side of the wood, so it wasn't letting it move whenever the hammer was cocked. So I had to trim that down a little bit, but that's finally working right. I didn't put the wedge plates in yet because I know those will fit, and I didn't really need to go through all that. But I think this is really going to turn out to be a nice gun. Now, I am not a woodworker, and I'm not a gunsmith. So just to let you know, if there was anything that I had to do that would affect the barrel, I would get that done professionally. I wouldn't try to do that myself, but anything that I can do that's not going to affect the integrity of the barrel, I just do myself. I'll figure it out one way or another. We'll make it work. But also, not being a woodworker and not being a carpenter or anything like that, I'm not real sure what the best way to take this old varnish off. So if you've got any suggestions, throw them down there in the comments, because sandpaper, trying to take that varnish off, it just plugs the sandpaper up so bad that it's really, really painstaking to work with that and take that off. But I think we're going to have a nice rifle when this is done. And I did carry this rifle for a while, but I had issues with it that I've fixed. But I started stripping parts off of it, and that's how it came to be the way it is now. So I don't know. Hopefully we'll get to shoot it by early part of next year. But that's our update as of right now. So hit that like and subscribe for me if you don't mind, and y'all come back and we'll talk again.